Okay, so welcome to everybody at home and welcome to everyone here in the studio. Today is the first session of Cultivating Inner Awareness. And so I'll just go through the format so that for today, and if you're kind of repeat coming into the future, you'll know how it's going to work. So for the people at home, we're going to attach this self-reflection worksheet so that you can fill it out at home. And now I'm going to explain to everybody what it's about. So thank you all for coming. Yes, are you comfortable enough there, Lou? Would you like a chair just for? No, are you sure? Yeah, lovely. So for the first thing for the people here and the people at home is that we'll be sitting down a little bit in the beginning on the ground. You are more than welcome to sit in a chair or on a sofa. So I could put a chair right there. You're good. And then what we want to do, I don't need this anymore, is make sure that we are comfortable. And before I've said in the past, socks off. I think the weather's a little cooler now, and as long as you're not going to slip, you can keep your socks on. It's just a little bit of a hazard if it gets slippery. I've got the ones that have the little pads on the bottom, but just keep safe in your space. The floor can get a tiny little bit slippery. So if you want to keep your socks on, that's fine. And then what we do is, whether we're in a seat, on the bolster, on the ground, on a chair, at home, wherever it may be, we try to bring the hips down. So you're feeling really rooted onto your hips, and you're bringing the spine up, bringing your shoulders up, back and down. And so you feel this length from the tailbone to the crown. And when we sit in a position that's comfortable for the skeletal structure, we're trying to almost pull the back of the neck up as if there's two little helium balloons on your ears. So your head is reaching up to the sky and your hips are reaching down. So that is the alignment that we come into. I thought I'd just explain that to begin with. Because sometimes we hunch over or we're doing something and it's not advantageous for opening up the lungs and bringing that air in, oxygenating the entire torso. But to begin with, I think some people have done it and some people are a little behind. So one of the themes of today is, apart from cultivating inner awareness, my philosophy of teaching is that when we move our body, it makes us feel a certain way. The mind, the emotions, the energy, the thoughts are different from when you walk in to the studio, to throughout the practice, to when you've meditated, come back to the present moment, and then you feel what you feel and how it's different. And this is one of the key teachings that I teach, and one of the key learnings that I want you to really be aware of. It's the next level, because there is a somatic release. Whenever anything happens in our life that is disadvantageous, it may be a challenge, trauma, it may be some discomfort, illness, grief, whatever it is, there is research out there for decades now that it settles into the tissues of the body. And so one of the ways that I teach is that anything that has ever been stuck in your body from a disadvantageous situation, a challenge, we want to breathe, move and meditate and visualize and be aware and release it out over time. And one of the best ways to be in touch with what is happening in your mind, emotions, body, even spiritually, if you want to go there, is reflecting before and after. What do I feel like? And this could be really quick. You could put a number. So we have questions like, how does my body feel? And I've given you some examples there. Is there tension in my neck? Is my lower back tweaking? Or is my knee sore? Or am I feeling okay today? And you can just put 1 to 5, 1 being low, 5 being high, of how your energy is, if there's any pain. If you notice that there's any emotions that you came in with, you may not notice it, and that's fine. It's merely a tool for us to inquire and find out, okay, there's certain stresses that are in here, and what I'm doing in this class, is it going to change at the end? Albeit maybe slightly. Is it going to change from week to week if you come week to week? And so I have some, so for the people at home, the questions are, how does my body feel? What are the areas of pain or tension? What is my energy level? What emotions am I feeling? And I give you some examples. What's the quality of my mind? What are the thoughts like? We fill this in now at the beginning, and then once we've done the entire practice, we'll fill it in again and see if there's any change. So that's that. And I don't know if you have a few moments to maybe fill that up, or you filled it up already. Just let me know if you can even just give it a number. You know, my emotions, if they're good to bad, you can put it 1 to 5. You could be 3 or something. You could perhaps put a word there, whatever it's like. I think you ladies have probably already taken a look and filled it in. And if you don't want to, that's fine, because I constantly do ask you throughout the class, pause and feel what is the quality of your energy and the mind, etc. So this is a check-in and a check-out reflection sheet. Then what we will do is sometimes we just do a little bit of seated breathing and bring our minds into our bodies to begin with. And then most of the exercise is done standing up. Once we've done our movement, we will go down into a very long extended meditation, which is meant to really get deep. You may feel fidgety, your mind may race, and it's all fine. And so for the exercise, what I normally teach is Qigong. It is a traditional Chinese movement and breathwork practice. It's related to Chinese medicine, to acupuncture, and bringing wellness into the system by clearing out stagnant, stuck, stressful energy and bringing in new life force energy from nature, from everything around us. And so we clear everything out, we make space, we replenish, and then we go into the longer meditation. So that's for today. Today, I wanted to start with working on the kidney. The kidney in Chinese medicine is related to winter, is the powerhouse. It's like our batteries. And when the kidney gets depleted, we get very low in energy. So we're going to clear out stagnation from the kidneys, and we're going to bring some fresh energy into there. Qi is energy, and Gong is working with that energy. And so the Qigong is working with the energy inside the body that is related to nature and all around us. So this is a bit of an explanation of how I teach, what I teach. And if you do have any questions, we'll have time at the end when we look back at our reflection sheet, and we'll have a Q&A. So it is 1.5 hours. The last 15 minutes will be spent in reflection and any questions or any sharing you'd like to do. So as we begin, we will get into that very comfortable position. And so we're trying to make the hips heavy and the spine long and the shoulders up, back and down, and hands on the knees. And we just breathe here, noticing the breath as it comes in and out of the body. We try and bring the breath down so that the belly expands and the diaphragm moves down and out, oxygenating the lungs on the inhale. And then we bring our belly back to the spine, expel the air on the exhale. So just for a few moments, do some belly breathing. Your eyes can be open or closed. Really bring that breath and expand that belly out like a balloon as you bring the breath in, and bring that navel, pull those ab muscles back into the spine. So you're expelling the air, getting rid of all of that CO2 out. A few more rounds. Long, deep, smooth breath in. Expand the belly, expand the rib cage, expand the lungs, and expand out. It's 2 more belly breaths. Abdominal breathing, very, very good for the nervous system. We're sending a signal from the body to the brain that everything's okay. Last belly breath. And exhale. And if your eyes are closed, just open them up. We're going to bring our hands forward and rub the palms together, creating heat. Now, this is energy, right? We have energy in our body. It's within us. It's all around us. There's an electromagnetic field of the earth. We're tapping into all of the energy, the heat, the warmth, and then we bring the hands and we place them on the back to where the kidneys are. So you're not exactly going to put them where the kidneys, but you see the kidneys are behind the 11th and 12th rib. And if you can put your hands there, if it's too hard for you to put your hands, and I'll just show you at home what I'm doing. If it's too hard on your shoulders, please bring your hands forward and visualize and breathe in. And now you can start rubbing the kidneys, rubbing that area, warming it up, and bring the breath into the kidneys. And now bring the hands and breathe into the back. So we're breathing in so that it's not easy. We're trying to expand the muscles at the back, and then we breathe out. Breathe in, and you may be able to feel the hands moving. And I'm just going to show the people at home. We're breathing in. The hands are ballooning with the back, and we breathe out, and the hands come down. Just a few more breaths like this so that we have our mind into where the kidneys are. We're replenishing. Just a few more. Really feel into the back body. Maybe visualize where the kidneys are. They've got those teeny weeny little adrenal glands on top that help us regulate the fight and flight, rest and digest. We want to soothe that kidney. We want to soothe those adrenals. We want to dampen down that stress and send a signal from the breath through the organs back to the brain that we're calming and everything's okay. Just a few more breaths here. Last breath. And gently, gently release the hands in front, and we shake the arms out. That's a little bit tough on the shoulders. So again, if anyone has shoulder problems, you can always bring your hands forward and listen to your body. If it's tight, now let's really shake through from the shoulders down to the fingertips, like you're shaking off water, and just get that energy flowing through into the arms again. We do a lot of shaking in this class. Okay. Before we stand up, let's just do what we call bringing down the heavens, pulling down the heavens. So we, again, rub the hands, feel that heat, feel that energy being created. And this is a little stretch, but we put our hands by our hips, facing the palms, facing the floor, as though you could feel the electromagnetic field of the earth. Like there's this zzz, 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 something coming from the earth to the palms. You may not feel it. You can just visualize it as a light, as an energy, whatever it is. Connect to the earth, ground, become present, become part of this whole ecosystem that we are living in. And then as we feel that connection to the earth, we breathe in and we raise the hands up, bring that earth energy up, zoop, like a lightsaber. And then we flip the palms, we bring the energy from the trees, from the leaves, from the sky, and then from the heavens. And we picture that energy showering down. The fingers come a bit closer together and we shower that beautiful sky energy from the clouds, from the sky, from the Milky Way, wherever you want it to come from, and shower it down like a beautiful golden light through the crown of the head, over the face, down over the heart, over the belly. Visualize it. Become connected between the earth and the cosmos. Let's do 2 more of these. Bring that earth energy up. And in Star Wars, they talk about the force. The force is chi, life force energy. We bring it in and we bring it all around from everything around us, everything above us in nature, whatever you can connect to, maybe the planets, maybe the galaxy, it may just be a cloud in the sky. Bring it down through the body and out and down. And one last one, picture whatever you like, whatever resonates with you. Bringing from the earth. I sometimes think I bring from the birds, from the flowers, from the rivers and lakes, and then we bring from the sky. It can be source energy, universal energy, whatever you like, coming down through the body. What a beautiful, beautiful way to begin the class. And then we let our hands go down. Now we've come into the present moment, into our bodies. We're connected to the earth, and now we're ready to get up. So we very gently move the prop to the side. We're going to use it later on. You can move it off your mat. Gently stand up, however easily you can stand up. And we place our feet hips distance apart. So the feet are under the hips. I don't know, Mary, would you like a chair for later, or you can get it, it's at the back there. Again, anyone during any of these standing exercises, if it's tiring, then I suggest that you sit on a seat and then still do the movement. So if you're standing up, we've got the feet under the hips and the shoulders above the hips. And we again bring our shoulders up, back and down. And we stand in a position called Wuji. So Wuji is the hollow body, the palms are facing behind. There's a little space in the armpits. There's a little softness in the knees. And the crown is going up to the sky. And what we want to do is just feel as if the body is hollow. Now soften. So Laura, you can soften your shoulders a little bit, your hands. Yeah, that's it. And again, we can stand either with eyes open or closed. Just feel the feet connecting into the ground like there's roots. Feel spacious in your torso. Keep on breathing. And from here, we're going to go into whole body shaking. So whole body shaking is just you start at your ankles and you shake. And you bend your ankles, you bend your knees, you kind of pulsing through the hips, shaking the fingers, the elbows, the shoulders, the arms. And you can do this by lifting. If you want to, you can lift your heels. You can keep your heels on the ground. You can lift up and do very slow, but kind of like I'm a little warm now with these socks, with any kind of feet movement that you want. You just have to make sure that you're not going to slip or fall or injure yourself. And now this may seem like a very odd exercise. This is a somatic therapy that has been practiced for thousands of years. And what it does, it helps to just get rid of any stagnation in the joints, in the tissues, in the muscles, in the lymph system. We're activating the lymph. The lymph is just under the skin. It's drawing away all those toxins that get built up in the body. And we release it back down to the earth. Visually, we're releasing all of that stagnation, that stress, down through the soles of the feet, out through the hands. So feel like all the stress is just melting away out of your palms of your hands, out of the soles of the feet, down into the ground. And keep on breathing, keep on breathing. So on the inhale, we're gathering. On the exhale, we're dispersing down. And you can jiggle around as much as you like. This starts to create a little warmth in the body, a little fire in the belly. Very, very potent and very simple. And so you can play around with the feet. You can, sometimes we just go up on our balls of our feet and then just shake everything out. You can bring your shoulders up to your ears and then just let it all go. Or you can keep on bouncing however you feel. And so you're breathing into it. It's almost like a moving meditation. You can go as slow as you like. And in 3, 2, and 1. We're going to stop into Wuji. So back with the palms facing behind, and you can close your eyes and just feel into the quality of the energy now. Is the heart beating a little faster? Is there warmth under the skin, in the face? Is there a little buzzing? What's the texture of the skin? Does it feel a little softer and smoother than when you first came in? What are the quality of the emotions, the mind, anything you want to pause and reflect on? But mainly that qi. We've just moved a lot of qi in a few minutes. How does it feel? Become aware. It's like we're detectives and we're trying to work out how does the body respond to different movements and breath work, and release. We take the feet wider, so wider than hips distance. We bend the knees, and then we're going to sway like a pendulum. Well, not exactly a pendulum, but we sway from side to side, and we're going to bend one knee and then the other. And as we bend the knees, you'll allow the arms to just helicopter out of their own accord using momentum. And that's another very liberating, freeing feeling. So we're not actually twisting our arms. We're allowing our arms to follow and keep on breathing through it. And we're almost striking. If you can get there, we strike the front hip flexor, the back buttocks, and it's awakening the digestive system. We're awakening that stagnant energy. Some of us sit on our buttocks the whole day. We want to wake that up. The hip flexor can be very niggly. It's one of those places we store a lot of stuck emotion in the hips. Let's wake it all up and keep on breathing. And then make sure that you bring your head around so that we're getting, what we're doing is we're spiraling through the vertebra of the spine, and movement in the joints and in the vertebra brings synovial fluid, allowing lubrication, hydration. The nutrients are coming in between the cartilage. All of that is getting a beautiful massage, and it's also getting nice and hydrated, which is what we want. If we don't move, then the joints get stuck. Once we move, the joints start to limber up and loosen up. And the reason we're doing this repetitively, it is a very soothing, calming effect on the nervous system. This is a repetitive, simple action, predictable, and that's what the body wants. When we're stressed, when we're thinking too much, when there's crowding of thoughts, too many to-do lists, and what happened yesterday and what's going to happen tomorrow, the mind is hypervigilant, overstimulated, and we just want to dampen everything down. So just allow yourself to flow with this. Bring the mind into the body. Feel how it feels when you're twisting through the hips and through the abdomen and through the shoulders. Just feel it. Feel how it makes you, how it changes your energy. And in 3, in 2, and 1, let's stand back into Wuji, so feet. Sometimes you can get a little dizzy. I got a little dizzy then. I think anything can happen. It depends on, so we stand back in Wuji. When we're doing the first shaking exercise, it's grounding. This exercise brings the energy up into, so I'm just describing what I feel, and you can feel anything. This exercise just brought all of the energy rushing up from the heart here, and a little bit of lightheadedness. Nothing too drastic, but that's what I'm noticing. You can notice any kind of feeling that you feel. Take a few moments. So I often say with this last spinal twist, the energy is ascending. That's because we brought the arms in, we've brought the head in. But you feel what you feel, notice what you notice, and release. So in Qigong, we spend a lot of time opening up the joints. And the reason is because the energy gets stuck in the joints. If we don't release that energy, all of the exercises afterwards could be less effective, because we want to make sure that we've got free-flowing energy through the channels of the body. And so we'll start with, we do neck, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips, knees, and ankles. So let's start with hands on the hips. Feet are wider than hip distance, hands on the hips. And we'll just start with half circles of the neck. So we go scraping the chin to the shoulder, and almost as if the ear is trying to touch the shoulder on one side, and keep on breathing. All of these may seem to be very simple, but we're opening up the channels, opening up that very tight, crunchy kind of feeling, and bringing that hydration and the nutrients into those vertebrae. And now we can go the full circle, but make sure you only put your nose up. We're not going to put our head back like a Pez dispenser. It's just going to be very controlled, up and around. And so we're doing half circles, and then we can go into full circles, very, very gently, very slowly. Feel, I can hear my neck crackling. I don't know about you guys, but it's like a snap, crackle, and pop. And just go a few ways in one direction, a few ways in another. And then we'll meet in the center. And I always find this one really tough, getting the ear to the shoulder. You're not going to do it, but what we're doing is we'll put our hands down, and we want there to be a stretch from this ear down through these muscles and tendons right down to the wrist. So don't overstretch. And then we look up and we look down. If it ever hurts, please just stay within that range of motion that does not cause you pain. So we're going up and down, stretching through these side muscles and tendons very gently. It's kind of like that hurts so good sometimes. I know I have a lot of pain in this area. And let's very, very gently bring our nose down to the chest, and then bring the head up in the center. Okay, so now we are going to bring the ear to the other shoulder, and we're going to look down and look up and feel that stretch. You could feel it all the way almost to the middle finger, actually. We look up and look down, look up and look down. And sometimes these dynamic stretches are really good. They pump that fluid and really smooth the articulation. Sometimes when we hold it too much, it's too much of a strain. And let's do two more. One up, one down, one up, one down. And then bring your nose kind of towards your chest, and then bring your head up. And let's shake it out. Okay, for the arms. Oh, look at this. Look what I found on the ground, a pin. Thank goodness I didn't step on that. So we're going to start by doing some arm circles, and it looks very deceptively easy. You may start to feel fatigue, and it may be too big a range of motion, but we put one hand on the hip. So right hand on the hip, and the left hand is coming up and down. And then when you go back, we're kind of painting that back wall with the hand. So the palm comes up, and then we stretch up and out. Palm comes up, stretch up and out. And you can make this as long a stretch as you like. We're trying to stretch all the way down through the hands, up and back, up and back. And now when you come to near the hip, we'll go back in the opposite direction. So we're bringing it up and around, not exactly like a butterfly stroke, but something to that order, the backwards motion. It's almost like the hand is like a wave, and the wave is crashing, and then we flip around, and then the palm comes down, and then we flip the palm up, getting into that rotator cuff, getting into the shoulder blades. You can make this as big a movement as you like. And let's make this next one the last one, and release. And let's do it on the other side. So we've got our hand, and the knees are very soft. So the hand comes up, and then we flip the palm back as if we're painting the back of the wall, and then the hand comes up. And so you can feel that opening up in the shoulders, and all of the tendons and the muscles that connect through the hand right through up until the neck. Keep on breathing through it. And we'll do a few more of these this way. 1 and 2. And let's just meet in the middle here and then go backwards. So backwards. And we get that range of motion as much as is comfortable for us. Keep on breathing. Breathe in as you go up, breathe out as you go down. You can make it like a wave. Let's do 2 more. One last one. And release. Let's just shake out the shoulders a little bit. We'll do the elbows and the wrists. So there's a, it's not exactly like pulling down heavens. It's more like wax on, wax off in Karate Kid. So we bend our knees, and our elbows will have a bend in them, and we're just moving so that we're moving our elbows and we're moving our hands. So we're getting a circle. And in 3, 2, and 1, we go the other way. This is a little bit tougher. You're pulling your fingers in and around. So fingers are curling in, wrist is going down and around. I'll just show the people at home. Fingers are twirling in, hands go down, and then we flip. So these are all like the kind of motion that we just don't do normally. We never really articulate our wrists or our elbows this way. And so, oh, getting a little bit of pain. May just, yeah, hold off if there's pain, just hold off on that. And last one, and release. Okay, so we've done neck, shoulders, elbows, and wrists. You may want to just get a little bit of tension out of the neck. And now, hands on hips, feet are very wide apart. We'll get into the hips. And so we're just going to do hip circles, just opening up the front of the hip flexors, and that psoas muscle is like a girdle kind of thing that comes from the front of the femur and here in the hips and around the pelvis and tucks into the back, and that's all connected. So sometimes when you've got lower back pain, it might be something to do with your hips being tight and vice versa. So we need to keep this area very well hydrated so that there's articulation, the femur bone into the hip socket, the lower back. And again, we've got our mind into the belly here. So this area of the body is like very important. The digestive organs, the reproductive organs. It's the seat of our creativity, birth, digestion, very, very important processes. And in 3, 2, and 1, we will reverse that cycle. So you, again, a lot of this, you want to breathe through it, bring the breath down into the belly, back down into the kidneys. And it's important to open up this area for the kidney exercises that we're going to do in a few moments. So you'll feel the hips, you'll feel the knees, you'll feel the ankles. And in 3, 2, and 1, let's bring our feet closer together. And we're going to cup our palms. Let's warm the palms and let's start to brush down the kneecaps. So we're massaging on the patella, on the kneecap, on the sides of the kneecaps, behind the knees, getting it nice and warm. And then let's just place those palms onto the knees and circle. And so if this is not comfortable for you, please feel free to come up and just do it in a very shallow manner. Everybody has different abilities to do different movements, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just keep into your safe comfort zone and breathe into the knees, breathe into the ankles, and allow the bones of the feet to like be massaged by the floor. And in 3, 2, and 1, let's go the opposite direction. And you want to engage your abdominals here a little bit so that you're not overly relying on the back there. We don't want to cause any injury into the back. Okay. And in 3, 2, and 1, let's just bend and stretch the knees like we're sitting in a chair, stretching up. Sitting in a chair, stretching out. And depending on your range of motion, you could just be up here, getting a little bit more synovial fluid into the kneecaps, just bringing a little bit of warmth and energy into the thighs. And in 3, 2, and 1, let's very gently roll up vertebra by vertebra, the back, up into standing. Let's get into Wuji and feel how we feel for a few moments of breath. Do you feel lighter, clearer? What is the temperature, the quality of the energy, thoughts and emotions? Let's feel into it. Get to know your body so well that it talks to you, it sends you messages about what it needs, what's good, what's not so good, what it likes. And release. Okay, so we're going to, now we've opened up all of these joints. I'm hoping that from when you came in here to now, you can feel just that little bit of difference, a little lighter, perhaps, maybe the joints feeling a little more limber. And so we're ready now to clear out any stagnation, stress, stuckness from the kidneys. And that will be a movement, a breath, and a sound. So the kidneys, we will keep our mind in the kidneys and our body will do a different, so I'll just demonstrate to you. We're breathing out fear and loneliness. That's the emotion that gets stuck in the kidneys. And we're going to make a sound called, it's going to be Shri. And so these sounds help to clear out the energy that we want to release from the body. So we get, I'll just quickly demonstrate it to you. So we get our feet wider than hips distance. The hands are going to go mid-thigh. And if you know yoga, we're going to do a cat and a cow. So cat is when we arch the back and cow is when we, no, sorry, cat is when we round the back and cow is when we arch the back. So we breathe in into a cow and we breathe out and we go Shri. So we're breathing in and we're breathing out loneliness, fear, and stress. Shri. And you pull the navel to the spine and round the back. I'll show the people at home. So the cow is an arched back. And then we go Shri. 2 more. Shri. And allow that to come out and down into the earth. Last one. Shri. And now let's just go back into cow and then gently rise up, gently rise up. So we stand in Wuji. This can be a little more potent than you realize. You may not get the effects of it now. It may come later today, later in the week. Let's just come into that hollow body and feel what we feel. Any thoughts that arise, any images, colors, any messages that may come. Perhaps there's a feeling of release and relief. And perhaps there's nothing, and that's fine too. Okay, let's just shake that out. So it's not that in your first class you're going to feel all the release, like these ladies have been coming, what, since August? So there's movement happening. It takes a little bit of time, but you can feel the difference in one class as well. So it's just when it's the type of thing my teacher tells me, for us to clear energy and replenish, it's like brushing your teeth every day. You don't have to do these practices every day, but if you do them often enough, it's a hygiene thing that, yeah, it's one of those things that you keep on getting stress interspersed in the tissues in the body. We need to keep on releasing. It'll never be a time we're not challenged in our lives. And there's a very famous book by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, and it's called The Body Keeps the Score. Every single thought and emotion and everything that happens to us, the body has a scorecard, and some of it's good, some of it's not so good, and we need to remove the things that are not good for us out of the body through the breath, through the visualization, through movement, through meditation, and this is what we're doing here in the class today. So now to replenish the energy into the kidneys. When we talk about organs in the body in Chinese medicine, the organ stores certain emotions. So we were storing fear and loneliness. We wanted to get rid of that, and we want to bring in courage and confidence. And it may sound a little woo-woo, but, and if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it, but it's a visualization and a feeling. So as we're breathing in, we breathe in courage and confidence because we've made the space by releasing what we just released. It's associated with the element water. The color is like a beautiful ocean blue, and it is associated with winter. So when we're doing the movement, you can choose to just do the movement and not worry about all of this other stuff. But if you want to, we will breathe in that ocean blue, we will breathe in courage and confidence, and we will put our minds into our kidneys. So we will be standing wide, but I just want to show you that, and I'll be mirroring you here. The left hand goes on to somewhere close to that right kidney, right? It doesn't have to be exactly here. You could put it here. You could even put it here, because I know everyone doesn't have a good shoulder motion, range of motion in the shoulders, but what we're doing is we're going to scoop up and then go across. So I'm just showing you from the back so you can see. We go across and we breathe in, and then we scoop and we breathe out, right? So that's what it looks like from the back. And now I will mirror you so that, so we scoop. So this is breathing in, sorry, and this is breathing out. So we breathe in that blue color, that courage and confidence, gathering, and as we breathe out, we store it in our kidneys. We breathe in that beautiful ocean blue, and we breathe out and store it in our kidneys. Breathe in, and breathe out, and only go as far down as you can. It's almost like we're scooping our hands in water. Breathe in and out, and let this be a beautiful, flowing, moving meditation. Courage, confidence, ocean blue into that kidney, and store it. Build up those reserves. And breathe out. And see, when you bend over, it helps you to expel the air from the lungs. You breathe in and your lungs expand. You breathe out and you're pushing the thighs into the belly and the lungs. Last two. and last one. And then gently rise up and release. And so you might feel a little stuck in that shoulder. Let's just shake it out. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So the hand, okay. So we start with the opposite hand on the opposite side of the other hand. So this is the left hand on the right side. Breathe in and gather and breathe out and store that beautiful courage and confidence. Breathe in that ocean blue into this left kidney and gather and store it. Allow this to be a beautiful, flowing, moving meditation with the breath, with the visualization. Now we've got the hang of it. Breathing in that ocean blue, storing it in the kidneys as we breathe out. Gather that beautiful life force energy, store it in the kidneys and the adrenals. And let this next one be the last one. And we meet at the top, shake out the hands. Let's go back into Wuji now. Slight bend in the knees, shoulders are down, hands facing back, crown is to the sky, chin is tucked a little bit. And feel, is the body more spacious? Is there a greater lightness of being? Is there calmness? Just notice any emotions or thoughts rising. How does the body feel? How does the mind feel? What's the quality of the energy? And gently open the eyes. So we'll go down for meditation, but before that we'll we'll pull down the heavens. Maybe let's pull up the earth and then we'll pull down the heavens. So in Qigong, the body, the community, nature, the cosmos, everything is interlinked. When something changes in one, it has an effect in the other. And this could be for a positive outcome, it could be a negative outcome. So what we want to do is, why not use these resources that we have, and we draw that beautiful force of life from the earth and shower it into our bodies, and then we bring the energy from the cosmos, shower it into the body. And so this vessel that we are living in, that we are born with, that we die with, that is our closest companion in our home, this vessel resides between the cosmos and the earth. And if you want to take a spiritual, the heaven and the earth, I mean, we are made of stardust, we are made of the elements of the earth, and it just makes sense that why don't we just connect to them visually, in our visualization, in our energy field. You may just feel a difference. I don't know, can the ladies on this side, do you feel a difference when we do this? Yeah, they've been here for quite a few months, and so you may think it's not quite up your alley, but just play along and see how you feel at the end. So let's get the feet quite wide apart, bend the knees, and then let's warm our hands again, create that energy, create that beautiful attraction of that electromagnetic field from the earth. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually gather from the earth and bring it up through the soles of the feet, through the legs, through that core, up into the heart space. And then we're going to cycle it around. We're not going to go right to the sky. We're going to cycle it around and create like a little fountain. And then let's gather it up. So we're breathing in that earth energy. It may be that molten lava heat, whatever it is. And then we're cycling it out, putting it through the body and bringing it back down into the earth. So there's this regeneration, replenishment. Breathe it in. It can be a color. It could be golden, orange, like lava, whatever color you want. And then breathe it out. Go back to the earth. And last one. We breathe in, gather it into the heart, and then cycle it around us. It's a beautiful kind of recycling, replenishing, and then gently rise up. And let's now pull down the heavens before we go down. So we've got connecting to the earth, rise up, flip up. And now we bring that heavenly energy down from the cosmos and shower. It could be a golden light, a white light. It could be anything that speaks to you and fills you up with brand new, fresh life force energy. We don't need to go too far. We have everything within us, but we just are connecting into the galaxy, the planet that we live on for that extra sustenance. Down, and then one last one. I'll just show the people at home. And gently, gently release. Okay, so we've got a bit of time. We're going to do an extended yoga nidra. So the people at home, what we're going to do now is lie down on the floor, put a cushion under the knees. If you want a pillow, a blanket, get something warm around you. And so what I'll show you is we just gently come down to the floor. And then I always suggest something under the knees, right? If you need to get something warm, a jacket or whatever, and we just sit down and and if you're having trouble, I can help you put the bolster under your knees, but we just get something that allows there to be a little bend in the knee so we're not catching the back. And then we slowly make our way down to lying completely flat on the floor. And the feet can splay out. The feet are like a little bit around wider than hips. The hands, palms are facing down, palms are facing up, and the hands are by the hips. And you just wriggle around a little bit, excuse me, on your back, because I want you to get really comfy. Now, does anyone need anything under their head? There are a few pillows. Just raise your hand if you want me to put a pillow under your head. Are you good? Everyone's good? Laurie's good, Lou's good, Kate's good. I'm gonna, so for those at home, get cozy, comfy. I'm just gonna turn the lights off, and then we're gonna go into Yoga Nidra. So Yoga Nidra is, it's an ancient practice, which is also known as yogic sleep. And if you practice it correctly, it can almost feel like a couple of hours of sleep. So what we're doing is we are bringing the brain waves into a different state. And then it is very close to being half asleep and half awake. And then the body can really relax. And I will be talking you through all the different parts of the body. It may seem very funny. You just have to follow my voice, follow my instructions. Your mind will wander. There's no way that your mind will not wander. That happens. It's human. It's normal. When you catch yourself with your mind wandering, just come back to the breath, come back to my voice, come back to the instructions, and your mind will wander again. You come back again. You can start 100 times. There's no problem. If you need to wriggle around in between when you get comfortable, uncomfortable, please feel free to do so, and then come back to stillness. So this will be a long meditation. It'll probably take about 20 minutes. So if there's any time you feel discomfort, please feel free to move around or put your hand up and I can bring some extra props around for you. And just explain, I'll give you the instructions and then I'll move into the actual experience of it. So it's a deep and relaxing meditation experience that allows you to let go of distractions and worries and connect with your deepest self. If at any time you're feeling uncomfortable, please raise your hand and I'll help you out. And if you do need to move, please come back to stillness after you've changed your position. This is going to follow a particular script, and I'm going to ask you to be aware of different parts of your body. So this yogic sleep practice will guide you to a state of consciousness between wakefulness and sleeping. Try to remain awake by listening to the sound of my voice. You'll be asked to move your awareness to various bodily sensations, emotions, images. During this meditation, if your mind becomes overactive with thoughts and worries, just come back to your breath and come back to the sound of my voice. Before the practice, you may want to come up with a sankalpa. It's a Sanskrit word for intention. It's a short, concise affirmation stated in the present tense. For example, you could say, I believe in myself. I appreciate my body for all it can do. I treat myself with love and compassion. My life is filled with blessings and abundance. Or it could be any other intention you wanted to have for today. It could just be, I want a little peace in my life today, or quiet, or stillness, anything you like. So just have a think about that, what you may want to have as your intention. And allow your body to relax and settle into the posture, and invite your body to soften and rest. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, let go of all worries and distracting thoughts. Allow your mind to relax completely. Follow the sound of my voice throughout the practice, remaining awake and aware. Allow the sound and the easy rhythm of your breath to further relax your body. Allow each breath to flow through you like a rolling sea wave. Feel the awareness of your body from the crown of the head to the tip of your toes. Notice stillness in your body and awareness in your mind. Keep your awareness on your whole body on the floor. Become aware that you are going to practice Yoga Nidra. Say to yourself, I am awake and aware, and I'm going to practice Yoga Nidra. I am awake and aware, I am going to practice Yoga Nidra. The practice of Yoga Nidra begins now. Become aware of your natural breath, how it moves in and out of your body without any effort. The natural breath flows through both nostrils on the inhale and the exhale. Take a slow, long inhalation, followed by a slow, longer exhalation. Slow inhale, even slower exhale. A few more rounds of a slow inhale and a longer, slow exhale. And now go back to the natural, easy breath, releasing any control over the inhale or exhale. Now is the time to state your sankalpa, or your intention. The sankalpa that you make during Yoga Nidra plants a seed in the fertile soil of your mind to bring about transformation. Repeat your sankalpa in your mind 3 times with full awareness. And if you do not yet have an affirmation, simply say to yourself, I am opening myself up to learn more about my deepest self. And now say to yourself, I am practicing Yoga Nidra. I am awake and relaxed. We will now begin a systematic journey of sensory awareness throughout the body. All you have to do is allow your awareness to follow my voice as I guide you from point to point within your body. You'll have thoughts coming up, allow them to float up, recognize them, and then allow them to float away. There may be to-do lists, regret of the past, anxiety for the future. Let it all come and let it all flow out and start again. And as I guide you from point to point within your body, allow your mind to transition from part to part. Stay alert, but relaxed. You may feel that part of the body, think of it or see it in your mind's eye, whichever you find easier, but make sure to not move that part of the body that's being mentioned. Let's begin. Move your awareness to your mouth. Become aware of your tongue, lower jaw, lower row of teeth, upper row of teeth. Become aware of your gums, upper lip, lower lip, the space between your lips, both cheeks, right ear, left ear, forehead, both temples. Become aware of the top of your head, back of the head, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the space between the eyebrows. Now take your awareness to the right hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, right wrist, forearm, elbow, right upper arm, right shoulder, right armpit, right side of the ribs, waist, and hips, right thigh, knee, calf, shin and ankle, the right heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, the little toe. Go to the left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, left shoulder, left armpit, left side of the ribs, waist and hips, left thigh, knee, calf, shin and ankle, the left heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe. Bring your awareness to your right buttocks, left buttocks, lower back, mid back, upper back, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of the neck, back of the head, right inner ear, left inner ear, roof of the mouth, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, the middle of the chest, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, pelvis, the whole spine. Bring awareness to the whole head, right arm, left arm, both arms together, the whole of the right leg, the whole of the left leg, both legs together, the whole of the front body, the whole of the back body. Be aware of the whole body on the floor. Feel the whole body on the floor. Remaining awake and aware, feel your whole physical body resting, completely still and relaxed, softening and sinking. Visualize your whole body relaxed and resting on the earth. Now bring awareness to your breath. Follow the gentle tide of your breath without altering it. Now envision your breath as a golden light flowing up and down your spinal column. With your inhale, the golden light flows down from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. And with your exhale, It flows from the crown of the head back down to the tailbone. A cosmic tide of life force energy. Stay with your breath as it flows up and down your spinal column, golden, vibrant, radiant. Return your awareness to your breath. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest, rib cage, and abdomen with each slow breath. Feel the nourishing energy of the breath flowing through you. Visualize the front of your body and the space between your navel and your throat. Begin to visualize your breath rising from your navel to your throat with each inhale and slowly descending with each exhale. Now listen to the soft sound of your breath and feel it moving through you easily and without effort. And now I will name a number of things for you to envision and imagine. Connect with them on the level of emotion, memory, a feeling as best you can. Jump from image to image as soon as you hear it. You may see it, feel it, hear it, whichever senses you want to use for that. A warm embrace. Laughing with friends. A relaxing afternoon. A burning candle. A temple on a mountain. A trail in the woods. A vibrant sunset. A cat stretching. A beautiful garden path. Your favorite song. The sound of my voice. Your body lying on the floor. A peacock feather. A good night's rest. A full moon. Your reflection in a mirror. A foggy morning. A tall tree. The sun shining overhead. A bouquet of flowers. Cool, clear water. A vibrant campfire. Now allow all these images to slowly fade away. Come back to your sankalpa, to your intention, and repeat it to yourself with full awareness. Bring that intention with you into the day, into the week and weekend ahead. Gently guide your awareness back to your physical body lying here on the earth. Become aware of your breath, your body slowly breathing in and out, the ground beneath you. And as your awareness comes back, deepen your breath. Return your attention to the rhythm and soft sound of your natural breath, feeling its flow in and out of the nostrils. As you maintain your awareness of your slow, easy breath, become aware of your state of physical relaxation. Notice your whole body lying on the floor, the parts of the body that are touching the floor, the head, upper back, shoulders, elbows, hands, buttocks, calves, heels. Begin to notice any sounds outside the room or any sounds inside the room. Without opening your eyes, visualize the floor, the windows, the walls, the ceiling in this room that you're lying in. Slowly start to make some small movements. Circle your ankles and your wrists. Wriggle your fingers and your toes. You can start to stretch. You may want to stretch your hands overhead or stretch your feet, flex your feet. Whatever movements feel good and comfortable and nourishing. Then gently, you may want to bring your knees one at a time into your chest, hug the knees with the hands and roll side to side if that feels comfortable, like cradling, rocking a baby in a cradle. Then roll onto your right side and bring your hand above your head onto the floor and use your upper arm as a pillow for your cheek to lay on. Knees are up towards the chest in a fetal position, and just use this as a soft, gentle transition from lying down to sitting. And we use two hands to push ourselves up, and we get the bolster and sit back onto the bolster just to close the practice. Do any stretches that may feel comfortable for you. You don't have to cross your legs. You can keep your legs out. You can go from side to side. You can sit on your knees, whatever is available to you. You can sit with your knees up, whatever feels good. We bring our hands onto our knees, and the practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. We will close with some priming breath to just bring us back a little bit more energy this morning. So we bring our hands up and overhead, and we're going to pull our fingers in, like make a fist and turn to one side and breathe out, like a hands up, breathe in, hands down, breathe out. Think of it like a locomotive. Two more. One more. And now let's just finish with one. Pull down heavens. Warm up the hands. Connect to the earth and bring that earth energy up gather from all around us, bring the sky energy down, shower it through the body, down, back down, 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 and then we bring palm on palm, hands like a butterfly onto the chest, bow our heads, giving thanks for the practice today, that we came here, we moved, we breathed, we meditated together. We became aware of the emotions, the thoughts, the energy in the body, in the mind, in the spirit. And perhaps we're just a little bit different from when we first walked in here. Knowing that it's always inside you, all of the medicine, the healing, it's within you. Thank you for allowing me to guide you today. The love, the light, the radiance in me sees and honors the love, the light, the radiance in you. It's been a privilege to practice with you today, and we are now complete. So just take some time just to transition back. We have a few minutes. I would like to do a little bit of feedback. So for the people at home, I will be just quickly getting feedback from the group. If I'm able to, I'll try and relay back what they're saying. If the sound is a little lower, please just want you to write back in onto your reflection sheet. I'll turn the lights on. If you can even just do one thing and notice the difference in the quality of your nervous system. Are you calmer? Are you, what feels different? And it can be any, and not everyone has to share, but I would like to hear a little bit about people's energy levels. We don't have to go into emotions or thoughts. But for you at home, if you take a few minutes, go back to that sheet that has been attached to this email that's been sent to you and see what the difference is in your mind, in your emotions, in your energy level, in your body, just by doing these practices for the last 90 minutes, and then we'll regroup in a few moments. Just take a few more moments to reflect and write down, and then could we just circle up a little bit? Like, could we? And I'm trying to let me circle with these people too, but so that we're not looking at each other's backs. Yeah, we'll just make a little circle so you can move that way, and so I'm not saying that everyone has to share, but I would appreciate, it does help everyone in the room to find out what other people are feeling and experiencing. And it doesn't have to be anything super personal, but maybe someone wants to start off by telling me what difference they feel in their energy levels, or in their, if they had any pain when they came in, if it's different. I'm not sure if anyone wants to start, or Susan? Yeah.
I was, when I came, having a lot of tension in the back of my neck and down to my left arm and my shoulder. And my mind was very racing. feeling active and questioning and sort of confused. And I feel relaxed. I feel most of it's gone, and I have a sense of peace and a sense of love, gratitude, and forgiveness.
Oh, thank you. That was a beautiful share. I often find, so when I do this reflection piece with people afterwards, there have been quite a lot of times people have had headaches or they've had a neck shoulder problem, and just by breathing, moving, meditating, suddenly it's softened the tissues of the body. And then when we also recognizing that we are an energy body, when the energy gets moved, it actually allows those tissues to release and not grasp and grip so much. When we are in tension, it's a safety mechanism of the body to grip and to grasp, because we're ready to like outrun that bear or that saber-toothed tiger or whatever, and we need our muscles to be ready to, you know, sprint. Then it's not the bear or the saber-toothed tiger, it's the whatever it is in our lives, and to be able to just soften that through. So thank you for that, Chair. That's beautiful. So for people at home, one of the people in the room, they had a neck and shoulder ache, and the mind was racing, and now they're feeling peaceful and calm and a lot of gratitude. So that's wonderful. Thank you for that. Anyone else would like to share anything? Kathleen?
I too have a sense of calm, but I feel invigorated at the same time. It's like a contradictory feeling. I have a buzzing feeling in, but I feel very calm about it.
That is amazing, because so one thing I didn't say in the beginning, but I probably said in the past, Qigong, it is the kind of movement that doesn't deplete us, it replenishes and actually refreshes. The whole aim of Qigong is to revitalize the energy body. And so Kathleen just mentioned that she's calm, but she's invigorated. And that is one of the things that we expect when we're really into the practice. And isn't it a beautiful thing to be calm and yet invigorated? That is like a lovely balance that we can go out into the world with. And I wouldn't mind some feedback around the Yoga Nidra. It's the first time I've done it. Has anyone done Yoga Nidra before? You've done it. You've done it? And how did it, I mean, are you?
I was really glad to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping that you would do that. You would in your pamphlet, I think that's what she's going to do.
Yeah. It's almost like you get into a trance. And when I first did it as a student back in Australia, like years and years ago, I was like, what on earth is this thing? And she's just droning on, and she's like a robot, and what am I? And then I realized, oh, you're kind of going into a trance. The voice is monotone, and it's almost mechanistic, and it's something about it. But
your voice is very good for that. You're very good at it.
Thank you.
So the person I had that did it before, they were okay, and it was at work. So it was a good thing to do kind of in between, in the middle of work, but yours was very relaxing.
Thank you. Yeah. And how did you go? And so, I mean, have you done Yoga Nidra many times, or just a couple, or you do it regularly?
Yeah.
And so you knew.
And same thing, I agree. Just a really relaxed, calming sense. Yeah. And not too fast. It was a very nice pace.
Yeah, you got to, it's like when you're reading it, you're trying to like not outpace yourself too much. There is one thing to be said, that often Yoga Nidra is done in the evening hours to help you relax and go to sleep. But I honestly feel like if you've had enough rest, you could just, you know, you can get out onto your day and you're not too dozy or crazy. And that little bit of enlivening breath at the end was meant to just like wake us up a little bit. And this little bit of a chat, like I wouldn't want people to like do Yoga Nidra and then get out onto the freeway. I want there to be a little bit of a transition time, you know? But you know, sometimes you can be in that half twilight. So what happened to me in one of the classes, I kind of went away with the fairies and I had to ground myself. So if you ever do feel like you've ever done an energetic practice that you're not quite in your back in your body, stamp your feet on the ground. You can pat yourself, drink some hot drink, cold drink, deep breath, like bring yourself into your body and back, like feet stamping, jumping, and just get back into the present moment if you feel a little woozy before going into your car. Because there's many ways that the energy can move, and so we're all different. And I don't know if anyone, we're over time, but I'm happy to do one little more share, or is everybody good? Mary?
This sensation of feeling uplifted.
Oh, beautiful.
Just kind of uplifted.
Yes.
Simple.
Yes.
But I agree with that.
Yeah. So look, I really appreciate you all coming and trying something different and new. And I don't know for Laurie and Lou if you've ever done this type of stuff before, but anyway, I'm doing this, and for everyone at home, so people here felt uplifted, they're calm, but they're invigorated. There's lots of really beautiful, after effects of this practice. But again, I say, don't go straight into doing something really, really crazy, stressful. Just give yourself that time, have that drink, move your body a little bit if you're feeling a little in your head. But next week, we'll be meeting at the same time, same place, and I'll be doing a loving kindness meditation. So we'll do the movement, and then we will do the extended meditation. So it can be quite challenging because you want to bring compassion to yourself and others, and maybe other people that are a challenge in your life. Very, very interesting, good practice to do and learn. And then that will be this time next week. And in 2 weeks' time, we're going to do something. It is my favorite thing in the whole world. It's taking us on a journey to a healing sanctuary, a sacred healing sanctuary with a visualization through the meditation. You find out about the gifts that are being given to you and what gifts you can give to the world. So those are the next couple of classes, and I thank you all for being here. Thank you so much at home, and we'll see you next time. What do I do with the recording? Oh, how do I stop it? Here we go.